with your Astro Highlights 2012 report for January to May. Astro Highlights is sponsored by PurePlantEssentials.com, home of organic pure essential oils, custom crafted blends, sprays, and ready-to-use formulas. Please visit PurePlantEssentials.com today. Celestial highlights for January to May include the Astro Numerology for 2012, Mars stations retrograde January 23rd, the same day as the Chinese New Year of the Water Dragon, Neptune's move into Pisces for a 14-year stay on February 3rd, followed on February 7th by Saturn station retrograde the exact same day as a Leo full moon. Then on March 12th, the Mercury stations retrograde, and on April 10th, Pluto stations retrograde. Then on April 13th, Mars stations direct. With Neptune about to cross over into Pisces for a 14-year stay, we're about to enter the generation of the intuitives, when listening to and developing your intuition is highly favored and rewarded. Let's start with the Astro Numerology for 2012. We are in a 5 universal year. 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2 in 2012 equals 5, a year of great change and expansive growth is upon us. The age of the third millennium, which began in 2000 BC, is the number 2 with 3 zeros, which amplifies the creative energy of the number 2. The frequency or vibration of the number 2 is peace, harmony, and cooperation in relationship. Whereas the second millennium, which began in 1000 BC, was about me versus you and separation into us and them. We saw war, strife, and struggle in many guises dominate our experience during this 1,000-year epoch as we developed our sense of identity and individuality, which served a purpose we have now outgrown. Now we are evolving a different mentality resonant with the quantum world revealed at the end of the second millennium. Through quantum science, we now know that we share the same life force energy. The life force that animates you also animates me, and at the energetic level, we are one with all that is. There is in truth no separation. We all share the same life force animating energy. At the end of a millennium, there is always a great purge of the collective unconscious, which we have been experiencing for some time now. We need to break down and break through old patterns and paradigms to birth something completely new. And as with a birth, the more resistance, the more suffering and pain experienced. Using your breath to relax and allow whatever is happening to be okay is a simple technique you can use to assist you through any periods of challenge. At this special time in Earth's history, we are having more than one cycle end as new ones begin, and they overlap one another. A cycle begins and ends during a window of time. For instance, the Earth began to cross the galactic center in the Milky Way galaxy back in 1987. This event coincides with the end of the Mayan solar calendar and will conclude sometime around 2033, which many say is the actual birth of the Aquarian age. The key point to remember is that the birth or dawn of an epoch occurs through a window of time, and we are all being evolved as we expand our consciousness for birthing new cycles of time. In other words, we naturally begin to resonate with the new energies being born as these new cycles are birthed and an entirely new epoch is born through us. What it will look and feel like is up to each of us individually as we form new collective energetic and archetypal patterns of matrices for Earth's new epoch. This is a very exciting opportunity to be here at this time. We started 2012 with Jupiter at 0 degrees Taurus and Uranus at 0 degrees Aries. In astrology, the 0 of a sign initiates and activates a new cycle of energy. This energy to initiate something new was amplified by the waxing Aries moon, which is tremendous birthing energy. However, because Mars was already slowing down to begin its retrograde movement on January 23rd at 23 degrees Virgo, you may have felt a strong burst of energy at the new year activate an internal cleansing release of old psychic and emotional baggage with the Cancer full moon on January 8th. I've never seen so many people start a New Year cleanse and detox program as this year. The shelves at a local health food store were completely empty of products for cleansing and detoxification. These energies are shifting now. And as the Aquarius Sun joins with an Aquarian new moon on the 22nd, your visions and a plan for implementing them become clear, if only briefly. Pay close attention for what surfaces, as on January 23rd, Mars is in harmonious aspect with the planet Mercury as it stations retrograde, signifying a clear vision about what your future holds. January 23rd is also the Chinese New Year of the Water Dragon, when new beginnings are possible. With Mars station retrograde, this new beginning takes on an internal thrust, and you could feel frustrated if you want to take control and direct events for quick results in your external world. Mars retrograde wants you to slow down, review, and learn from your past actions so that you can make needed revisions that will set you up for taking actions in the future that will garner long-term results after Mars stations redirect on April 13th. This is not a good time to initiate new projects, but rather to review things you've previously started. This energy is perfect for breaking down and changing patterns, habits, and paradigms that do not serve you, so you can get more rewarding results in the area where Mars is presently located. On February 3rd, Neptune moves into Pisces for a 14-year stay. All babies born during this time will be highly sensitive and psychic. This is a generational cycle when talking about and using your intuition to navigate more smoothly through your life experience is not only popular, but highly recommended. Your intuition is your insider information for being where you need to be, doing what you need to be doing, and connecting with all the right people and situations for creating a fabulous and fun earth-based experience. Creativity, love, romance, spirituality, music, film, and the arts of all kinds are under the rulership of Neptune and Pisces. So be prepared to feel loved and inspired in the coming generation. The downside of the Neptune energy is gullibility and delusion. One of the ways our ally and teacher Neptune teaches us about how to use our spiritual gifts and develop our intuition is by presenting us with people and situations that help us fine-tune our discernment for who and what to trust and who and what not to trust. The general rule is if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Do your due diligence. Check the person or situation out before falling head over heels in love. Observe the truth, not what you fantasize and project you'd like to be the truth. On February 7th, the planet Saturn stations retrograde at 29 degrees Libra, the same day as a Leo full moon. This has the potential for a very high drama day given all the astrological aspects occurring, though the creative potentials are definitely there. Saturn's retrograde movement could either signal a sudden illumination that may be disheartening, or something you're about to celebrate that doesn't happen, or the withdrawal of an offer that actually turns out for the best in the long run. Watch for this day to see what happens. It's a wild card day. There could be some dramatic turn of events on the world stage. Then on March 12th, Mercury, the planet of communications that rules the various ways that we connect in our lives, stations retrograde at 6 degrees Aries. Mercury has recently exactly conjunct the planet Uranus, the awakener. Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. Electric and eccentric energies are unleashed during this period of time, and this Mercury retrograde is excellent for reviewing and renegotiating contractual agreements, travel plans, habitual ways of thinking, reviewing your visions and goals. Again, something that got an initial activation recently needs revision and review. There's a slowdown in your plans for good calls that you'll discover over the next 3 weeks. Mercury stations direct on April 4th. At 23 degrees Pisces, and you get the green light to move forward again in the area of your life where Mercury is located. Then on April 10th, Pluto stations retrograde at 9 degrees Capricorn. Whatever area of your life Pluto has been transforming now gets an even deeper look. Pluto uncovers the deepest, most hidden parts of ourselves and our lives for regeneration and healing. It's Pluto's job to bring our shadow and buried past into the light, to free our collective psyche for rebirth and renewal. Finally, on April 13th, Mars stations direct at 3 degrees Virgo, and you now have the green light to move forward in this area of your life. It may have felt like you were driving with the brake on over the past 3 months. Now you feel energized, ready to go as you move forward with your plans for taking concrete action. Enjoy the feeling of relief and release as you experience increasing momentum over the next 4 weeks moving forward. until Venus, the planet of love, stations retrograde on May 15th at 23 degrees Gemini, the sign of sociability and gregarious fun, closely followed by our first solar eclipse of 2012 on May 20th at 0 degrees Gemini. More about these two celestial events in your next Astro Highlights. Thanks so much for joining me. If you'd like a deeper look into how these astrological cycles will be affecting you personally and the opportunities available to you at this time, please contact me for an astrology consulting session through my website at kgstiles.com. I'm KG Stiles with your Astro Highlights.